Your crash happened so quickly that cars seemed to come out of nowhere. You fell before you even realized it was slippery. Injuries can happen before you even know there's a danger. And then the calls start. Insurance adjusters calling wanting a recorded statement. Doctors, hospitals, and clinics wanting to know when you're going to pay for those hospital bills. Your boss wants to know when you'll be back at work. And you're left trying to deal with pain, medical appointments, missed work, and an insurance claim process that feels way more complicated than it should. If you were hurt in a car crash, trucking accident, farm accident, trip and fall, or some other injury in Fennimore or Grant County, you may be wondering whether you need a Fennimore Personal Injury Lawyer. Wisconsin personal injury claims can involve auto accident laws, premises liability rules, product liability statutes, insurance policies and rules, and important deadlines that can affect your case. I'm Craig Steger. I'm a personal injury attorney with more than 20 years of experience handling serious injury cases, including trials against big insurance companies. Here are 3 things you need to know after a Fennimore personal injury. First, you don't have to give a recorded statement without speaking to an attorney first. You never have to give a recorded statement to the other person's insurance company. Insurance adjusters know what they're doing and they're trained, and they'll act like a recorded statement is routine, or maybe you have no say in the matter. They'll probably tell you they just want your side of the story. But if you're in pain, on medication, or maybe recovering from a surgery, you're confused, overwhelmed, and still trying to figure out what happened. In that case, a recorded statement can cause you problems later on. At that point, you may not know the full extent of your injuries yet, or whether there was any witnesses or video that may have captured your injuries. You may not know whether there was a defective condition or some safety rule that was violated, or whose insurance company may be responsible. So before giving a recorded statement, make sure you understand who is asking for it and which insurance company they work for. Understand what you're legally required to give, and understand how it can affect your claim. Second, try to photograph and document the entire scene. This matters in any kind of case, but it's especially important when the injury involves some sort of temporary condition. Ice melts. That broken step, well, it finally got repaired. Wet floors get mopped right away. Cars and machinery get moved, repaired, or sometimes lost entirely. If you can do it safely, take or have someone take photos or videos from all kinds of angles, trying to show the general condition that caused the injury as well as the surrounding areas. You especially want to pay attention to any vehicle damage on cars or farm machinery. If there's any markings on the side, names, contact information, try to capture that as well. You want to be looking for any skid marks, debris, lighting, signs, guards, warnings, things like that. Try to get names and phone numbers of any witnesses that may have seen what happened. Write down what happened while it's still fresh in your mind. There may be surveillance video from a nearby gas station, home, or other business. That video needs to be requested quickly, otherwise it gets deleted or recorded over most of the time. In a Fennimore personal injury claim, video evidence can be the difference between a strong case and an insurance company denying your claim entirely. Third, get medical attention and try to follow the doctor's recommendations. You don't want to tough it out. Delaying treatment can hurt your health. It can also hurt your case. So get checked out. Tell medical providers what hurts and where it hurts. Don't exaggerate your symptoms, but also don't minimize them either. If your neck hurts or your back, tell them that it hurts and where exactly it hurts. Let them know what kinds of activities make it worse. And if the symptoms get worse over a few days, make sure you let your doctors know that as well. Try to follow the treatment plan, even if you start to feel better. Go to those doctor's appointments, do any therapy if it is recommended, and then follow up with any specialists if you're referred. Insurance companies love delays or gaps in treatment. They look for missed doctor's appointments. They look for any excuse to argue that either you weren't really hurt or you were hurt minorly and you recovered very quickly. Good medical care protects your health and also helps create that important documentation needed to prove what the injury did to your life. A serious injury in Fennimore can affect your work, your family, your farm, your business, and your future. And if a crash, such as a trucking accident, farm equipment accident, unsafe property condition, or maybe a defective product causes your loved one's death, the family should speak with a wrongful death lawyer about their rights under Wisconsin law. The key is to protect the evidence, protect your health, and use it against the insurance company later on. If you have any questions after a serious injury in Fennimore or the surrounding areas, please call or text a personal injury attorney as soon as possible. And if you want to understand what happens next, watch the next video on the screen or pinned below, where I explain the entire process of a Wisconsin personal injury claim from start to finish.